Alright, so we're back with the HPI Racing RS4 2. In the first episode, we broke this one down, and we broke this one down. We got them ready to refurbish. In the second episode, I had started the rebuild on this one. Got it to be a clean slate. Got some new belts on there. So, this one's ready to be finished. And here in the third episode, we're gonna finish breaking this second one down, get things cleaned up, see what's broken on it, and get these new parts installed. That way we can move forward and get the engines in them. The stock pipe was kind of janky, so I found one identical that was in much better condition in the stash. The circle parts, or circle gaskets that come with the Traxxas 1.5 gasket, are what you use to seal this sort of thing. I really don't like when people use silicone to seal stuff like that, including like back plates of engines and etc. So it's nice to see this one in this state. It's pretty dirty before. And here we are with this one fully cleaned, essentially in the exploded view. Yeah, it's gonna go together nicely. I don't normally stage things like this, but I figured since it was a part, I may as well. So I ended up changing the pipe. This came with a Team Associated pipe. I had this one, so I'll try to get this one on there. And the differential, I think this was the rear. Just barely unusable. I think you might be able to scrape away the plastic that's worn in there and potentially use this, but I'm not going to try to do that. So if I need to open this, I'll use the good internals from that to use the new one. These two pulleys were the usable ones from it. Two teeth here are a little worn, and that's because I was trying to get the plate off here, and the flange, that's the word. And I kind of scored the teeth there, so this one's definitely still usable, and this one has a score all the way around, but it's still usable. So I've got one good pair there. The other flange was just completely toasted, and I've got one good one there. So actually I will have to open this to get one of those pulleys. So I'll end up using a new diff. I'll probably put it in the rear with a new pulley and the new belt. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to start assembling this. Should go together very smoothly, and you can start thinking about the body. Alright, so I decided to break a set of these foams out of the stash because I couldn't be bothered gluing tires. This is the brand. I picked these up a while ago and they still feel really fresh. I have a set of these on one of my Sun cars, and I really like them. These are the specs. You can see the 37 in parentheses, and there's a little sticker sheet. I don't know, yeah, and there's different numbers on it. And this is 37, so all 4 of them are, and I figured that would be good for the 2-speed. And I went ahead and got the body cut out and rebuilt the car. So we've got this as a complete unit, and now what's left is to get both the engines cleaned for both of them and installed, and then we can do some bench testing. So I think actually I'm going to use the Ford Lightning body on the single speed, and we'll use the Chevy body on the don't mind my cats. On the 2-speed. So I have to see about getting some new rear posts. They're really hard to find. So that's the reason I say that, is because previous owner sliced off a portion of it. I don't know if they're 2 different ones. It looks like it's been cut. Actually not. Maybe they are 2 different ones. Either way, excuse me, I would like to get a matching set, but for now, I think we've made some progress. We've got 2 rollers. That was the goal. They're looking really good. So it's time to get these engines done. Alright, so I got both engines broken down, and I've come across something that's a first for me with both engines, and that is to see a clutch that's been completely eaten and worn and burnt onto the inside of the clutch bell. I've never seen this before, and it's even worse on the purple head. Actually, it sliced my thumb when I was trying to remove it off the pilot shaft. I've never seen this before. I don't know what this clutch could have been made out of. Maybe it was plastic. I really don't know. But it's just completely burnt. I've never seen this before. Looks like it caught fire from being under so much stress. The block here is filthy. And unfortunately, the carburetor screws are seized. So I'm gonna have to hack those apart to get them off. One came off on the silver head, and fortunately the gasket for the back plate is intact, but I'm gonna have to hack up this other screw to get that off. Fortunately, you can get them 1667 is what it is. This one's still good. Previous owner put 2 different thread size screws, so I might have to put a longer screw with a nut on this manifold. We'll see. This looks like the Team Associated size threads. Excuse me. So yeah, the pull starts are in good shape, so the one-way bearings both work. So I've got to get the clutch residue cleaned out of the clutch bells, source some new clutches, and finish getting these blocks apart. So here is the ring of clutch I've never seen this before. That is so much material. So we've got a clean bell. And here is the other one, which is even thicker. It fell apart a little more as I was trying to get out though. It's crazy. I don't normally wear the black gloves, but this block was so dirty. I didn't want to get my hands dirty from it again. I cleaned it off a little bit, and I was able to remove the carb screws 1667. I just needed a bigger driver. I didn't have leverage with my normal smaller driver, so I will be able to reuse those. One of them on the silver engine's a little more worn, but it's still usable. But I will pick up a couple extra sets. So now I have to see if the backplate gasket on the purple head is intact, and then if it is, we can move forward with the rebuild with both of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do all the things I need to do for these to be intact again. Alright, so I've got the silver head back together. It's looking good, all cleaned up. This one wasn't too dirty, but this is the clutch I'm going to use. Feels like it goes on backwards, but it's just the way it's designed. Let's see. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this stuff on here. I'm still gonna have to clean the carburetor. We'll save that for last, but yeah, I wanna see what it looks like with an exhaust. All right, so I got the carburetor disassembled. The gaskets don't seem to be lifeless in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean things up and get things reassembled and reinstalled into the engine, and then we can see about having a runner. But you can see just how filthy this is. There's some debris coming out of the fuel port. So we'll see if this unit works. Alright, so the carburetor cleaned up nice. The fuel port was clogged. It was like spitting a spitball. I had to blow through it. But it's clean now, and it operates as it should with the rotary. And I just gotta be sure that there's not a boot that covers this portion of the rotary before I install it. So we are making some progress on the single speed, and we're in the home stretch. So let's get this stuff reinstalled, and maybe we'll get a bench test. So I got the engine installed, got the pipe mocked up. It's the original makeshift hanger that came with it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the correct set screw to mount the pipe to the hanger, so this screw will have to do for now. The original 15 FE instructions do not show a boot that goes on the rotary portion of the carburetor, so that is as it should be. That's good. Good to know that that applies here as well, but unfortunately with the 2-speed, the backplate gasket is shot. So the 2-speed will be postponed for a little bit, but I'm okay with that as we've made some major progress in the refurbishment. The different specs on the wheels I noticed is that even though they're both 43 degrees, one of them's for the front, one of them's for the rear, and I think these numbers here indicate the different sizes. I've got the wider tires in the rear. just like on one of my other Sen cars. So yeah, I think we've made some good progress on this project. Still got some more work to do, but that's fine. At least we've got a clean slate. But I am going to move on to some other projects as I am all RS4'd out. So if you've made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your interest in Nitro, and stay tuned because we're definitely going to have some more cool stuff like this to go over.